Good evening. It is January 13th, 2021. Thought I'd take a little bit of time and talk about 61616, um, the last class that most of you will have in your alt-cert program. Um, okay, so what I wanted to do was to do some screen share and just talk about the course a little bit and put this video. So this video would be a source of information for all of you. I intend to have each Wednesday evening essentially office hours, so you can have a chance to talk to me if you have questions. Plus, it's going to let me create little videos about the courses and that kind of stuff. So I've gone to screen share here, and I wanted to talk about this course. This course used to be a 5-hour course that flowed from fall into spring. Kim Hollinger and I and the folks in Brown Hall on campus thought we would streamline the what you had to do. And so really the syllabus talks about some things that I've even streamlined from that. So the big focus of this 2-hour class, and I've said this in the emails I put out, the big focus is about preparing for the Missouri Educator Evaluation System. It's an assessment. It's basically a communication between your principal and me in your competence, about your competency on the 9 teaching standards. And so what I've done here, we're just going to flow through this. My goal is that you will each standard focuses on concepts, of course. You will talk with people around you, lead teachers and principals, about the concepts in that standard. And you will create a video of yourself teaching to that standard. It's best if the video shows the students so I can gauge their level of engagement. It used to be that I'd come into the classroom and watch all of you teach physically, face to face. 2 things: as alt-cert is spread out around the state, it got too hard for me to do that. And then when COVID came along, that was no longer an option. So it's best if the camera is pointing at the kids. I tell people that it doesn't really matter what the teacher says or does. It's really about what the kids are doing in relation to what the teacher is saying or doing. But I'm also a realist in that you will create the videos as your local policies or your local administrators let you do. Got an email from one of your classmates saying, my principal just doesn't want the camera on the kids. And is that okay? Well, whether it's okay with me or not, I'm not your boss. I'm not your principal's boss. It'll be what it will be. So we just work our way through this. And even those of you that are post-bac that are not in a classroom of your own, we just find a way to work our way through this. So essentially, this course just flows one standard to the next. And I haven't published all these, so you can't see much of this yet. Standard 1, content knowledge. Standard 2, student learning, growth and development. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 sometimes are hard to show through a video. So we have other ways that we can work on you showing your proficiency there. So really, I will be asking you soon for the contact information and name of your direct supervisor, your principal generally. And the way the MEES works, and I have a link for that, the Missouri Educator Evaluation System, MEES. Make sure that link works. The way the MEES works, it's an assessment, but basically it's a documentation on how you do. It's an average of scores between your principal and me. So essentially, you're doing these videos for me, but your principal and I are the one that are finishing these, and then we give the final score to DESE when it comes time for you to ask for your final certification. So that's what that is. I can see here it talks about TK20. I need to change that. TK20 is not used anymore. So I keep finding little things where I need to update in course sites. So, but that's not a big deal. So I once told somebody that DESE does a nice job of their educator toolbox. There's a lot of great information here. And that I used to say that I would like to teach a course based out of this site, which is essentially what I'm doing now. So, so I'm going to keep going a little bit here. And so that's essentially what we're doing this semester together. It's a 2-hour class. So there's some other things I'm going to ask you to do down here towards the bottom. There's artifacts, that kind of stuff. Nothing that is very strenuous. Essentially, this is a practicum-based class where the videos I have you make 5, 6, 8, 10 minutes or so. You will zero in on the concepts. So for the first video, well, you'll interview your principal and colleagues about Standard 1. Standard 1 video upload January 31. So I'll have prompt questions in here so that you can create, crop, cut, upload the video that works best for you. And there's questions here. This video is talking. This video I'm going to be looking for student engagement strategies. Marzano, Hattie, Lamov, their concepts. How does this video show your students deeply engaged in subject matter? As a principal, I learned to actually do a tally. Every 5 minutes, I do a tally, just make a tally mark of every student that's actively involved in the content. I was watching what the students were doing. I was not listening to the teacher. I used to joke, I wanted to put my back to the teacher and actually put earplugs in my ears because it really did not matter what the teacher was saying or what the teacher was doing. I was looking for what the kids were saying and doing. I was looking at their eyes. Okay, so that's what this is going to be. Feel free to contact me if you have questions. It's pretty straightforward, but please don't get behind on this. And again, the videos will depend on your local policies. If your local policy is permissive of you showing the camera at your kids. Now, you may have to communicate to the parents. Okay, and the parents would have a chance to say during that 10 minutes, their son or daughter is not visible or heard. They're just off to the side. So a lot of teachers would just turn their laptop around, put it on a cabinet in the corner and let it run. Okay, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. It does become awkward in a gym setting, in a shop setting. We just have to work our way through that. So I'm gonna stop share. And again, that's an update of 61616. Those of you, almost all of you, are in year 2 of your alt-cert program or post-bac. Please contact me if you have any questions. Okay, have a nice evening. Oh, and I plan to have this office hour Zoom every Wednesday night. And I'll start at 6. If nobody communicates to me, then I'll shut it off and go on with the rest of my evening. Okay. Good evening.